great expectations for the Messiah. The days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will raise up for David a righteous branch, and he shall reign as king, and deal wisely, and shall execute justice and righteousness in the land. In his days Judah will be saved, and Israel will live in safety. A king is coming that will set all things straight. Everyone is looking forward to this. And yet our king is hanging on a cross, condemned by the political powers, turned over by the religious powers, deserted, betrayed, denied by his own followers, and derided by those who are crucifying him. And our king executes justice from the cross to the people that are doing him harm. Father, forgive them. We've heard the preaching in Luke where Jesus in the Beatitudes says, forgive those who hurt you, pray for those who hurt you, feed your enemies. And Jesus is in fact doing that as king. What I've been reflecting on this week is, how is Jesus our king? How is Jesus our boss? Does Jesus tell us what to do? Does Jesus say, you better do this or else? I've heard some sermons preached that way. If you don't get in line, if you don't believe in Jesus, if you don't confess his name, you better watch out. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You know what? I have to say, we still don't know what we're doing. Despite lots of education, there are so many times I still don't know what I'm doing when it comes to God, when it comes to the spiritual life we lead. Jesus is my boss. How does Jesus tell me what to do? Love one another as I have loved you. Forgive one another as I have forgiven. That doesn't sound like a king. I think the image of kings is that they protect. They're responsible for the safety of the people. The people have to give the king something in exchange for that. What do we give Jesus in exchange for him being our king? None of that seems to fit my experience of Jesus. I think it's a wonderful thing that those who put this lectionary together, every 3 years we read this on Christ the King, and these were decided years ago, probably 75 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. I can't seem to find the answer to that question. But somehow Christ reigns from a cross. And yet, as we anticipate Advent and Christmas, I also experience God reigning from a manger. Manger and cross. Jesus, I believe, reigns by attraction. He reigns by his epitomizing love. I believe Jesus reigns with love. I remember seeing my daughter as a baby, and she had ultimate control over my heart. That's how Jesus has power. And we have got to learn how to make ourselves open and vulnerable to the love of God, to the love of our family, as our children said, and maybe even to the love of our enemies or those that we just can't stand. I know that that's part of the deeper spiritual journey that God is calling us on. And maybe during this more quiet season of Advent might be a time to reflect on that power of love that we see in our own lives